Hey all, Ryan from Prima Coffee Equipment here, and today we're taking a look at the Mahlkönig E65s GbW, how to unbox it, set it up, and get it calibrated for proper operation. Let's get into it. All right, first thing, unboxing. Once you've cut the tape and removed the staples from the box, go ahead and open it. First, we're going to remove the grounds catch and the load cell cover, and then the user manuals, warranty information, and we're just going to set these aside. Next, we're going to take the top foam off, set that aside. All right, so the E65s GbW is equipped with a sensitive load cell attached to the portafilter fork. So the last thing you want to do is reach in there and grab that portafilter fork and put too much force on that load cell. It can damage it. So I recommend pulling up this bag just a little bit and putting your hand underneath the screen so that your finger is in the spout, pulling it forward, grabbing it from the bottom, and pulling straight up. So we're not touching the load cell at all. Another important note is that this box is going to protect your grinder like nothing else can. So we recommend keeping it on hand for the future if you ever need to transport or ship your grinder in for repair. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is set the burr calibration to make sure the E65s GbW is grinding at its finest. You're just going to need a flathead screwdriver for this. So there are two flathead screws on the adapter cover. We're going to go ahead and remove those. All right, so now that the screws have been removed, turn the adapter cover counterclockwise to unlock and lift the lid. Now we're going to set our grind adjustment to its finest setting. Using this flathead screwdriver, go ahead and put it down here into this center screw that turns the burrs. And we're listening to see if those burrs are touching. Clearly they're not. We would hear some scraping. So what I'm going to do is basically extend my range finer. There's a clip over here, push it inwards and lift up. And that will lift the collar up. And we're just going to set it to a coarse setting over here. Listen for it to snap back in place. Okay, now I'm going to slowly move back over in the fine direction until I hear my burrs start to touch. So I can hear that. So we're going to want to back off of that just slightly until we don't hear them chirping anymore. Okay, so that's our 0 point. So now we want to set the reference to 0. So we're going to pick this up one more time by pressing that latch, pull upward, and then set this at its finest position. Okay, so now our 0 point is set at 0. We're going to replace the lid. Turn the adapter cover clockwise to put it back into place, and then replace the screws. So up until this point, I haven't even plugged in the grinder. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in, and then we're going to move on to disk distance detection calibration. All right, so I've plugged the grinder in. To turn it on, you actually do need to insert the hopper due to the safety mechanism. So I'm going to lock in the hopper, and now we'll see the grinder turn on. Okay, so the first thing we need to do to set the disk distance detection is to enter the service menu. So to do that, we're going to navigate to the menu, get down to settings, select safety and passwords, log in, and now we're going to enter a password. So select the 1, 2, 3 icon because these are numbers. And the password is 6, 7, 8, 1. And then to enter the password, hit this back arrow here. Now we're logged in. Okay, so back to the service menu. And we're going to scroll all the way down to disk detection detector, or disk distance detector. And we're going to hit calibrate. And now follow the instructions on the screen. Please set the grinding discs to 0 and press the jog dial. I find that you have to double tap it. Okay, and now 0 is set at our actual 0 point. So next we're going to set the tolerance of the disk distance detection. Double tap the jog dial, move down to settings, scroll to internal presets, and then just make sure the DDD tolerance is set to 0.1. It actually doesn't measure any more precisely than 1/10 of a millimeter, so there's no need to have it set for, say, 0.01. So go ahead and reset that. Next, we're going to set the weight tolerance of the load cell. There is a high, medium, and low tolerance. The GbW will come set to high out of the box. This mode offers the highest accuracy, but it also means that the load cell is the most sensitive to any bumps or vibrations that come across the counter, which can delay your tear time. We do recommend trying to set the tolerance preset to low. And at this setting, the grinder is able to tear and dose effectively despite any small vibrations that may come across the counter, say in a busy cafe. And at that low setting, the grinder will still be able to maintain its accuracy margin of 0.1 grams or better. We find that in a cafe environment, it is hitting its target every time at low. So to navigate there, we're going to double click the jog dial and we're going to navigate to settings. And then we're going to go down to internal presets. From here, I'm going to click resolution, and you would click from high down to low and hit the jog dial once more. And now it's set. Next, we're going to calibrate the load cell of the E65s GbW to make sure it is dosing accurately. To do this, you are going to need any 1 kilogram calibration weight that you can purchase online. While you're still logged into the service menu, navigate back to service and scroll down to load cell calibrate. And then follow the directions on the screen. Remove the portafilter and then press the jog dial. Now it's going to ask you to place that weight really carefully on that load cell. Press the jog dial again. Okay, that's it. Calibration is complete. And that's everything. Follow these steps and your E65s GbW will be performing at its highest. Thanks so much for watching.